Hi there. In this video I'm going to show you how to prepare your files, your master files, for display at Camera Club. So my master file is in the ProPhoto color space. It has layers. It's 16-bit, none of which will work for display at Camera Club. So in order to show this and turn it into a JPEG, I first have to flatten it. If I were to change it from 16-bit to 8-bit without flattening the layers first, I would lose all the benefits of using 16-bit in the first place. So I am going to first flatten this file, and in order to do that, I'm going to go up to Layer, Flatten Image. So now you'll see here in the Layers palette, we just have a background layer. Now that we've flattened the image, we can go to Image, Mode, and change it from 16 bits per channel to 8 bits per channel. This will actually halve the size of the file. Okay, so now we're at 16 bits per channel. What else do we have to do? Well, it is in the ProPhoto color space, and that will not translate well on the web or on email or through our sRGB projector, because it cannot display all those colors and the file will look very, very dull. So we need to compress this into the color space that is usable. So for that, we're going to go to Edit, Convert to Profile. And you can see here my source space is ProPhoto RGB. And my destination space is sRGB. That's what we want for the web, for email. You have tons of spaces and print ICM profiles here. ProPhoto, Adobe RGB, and sRGB, color match, Apple RGB. You don't want to use any of those. The only ones you really want to use are ProPhoto, which is the widest space, Adobe RGB, which is a very commonly used space, and sRGB, which is the smallest space, which is for the web, for display and projection. So we're going to choose that. I'm going to say OK. So now the file is in the right color space, the right bits per channel, but it's still way too big. So now we're going to go to Image, Image Size, and you can see here that it's 13 by almost 20. So that is really big at 240. However, this document size here really has no bearing on what we're about to do. Anybody tells you that you need a certain resolution for a web file doesn't know what they're talking about. The only time that this is important, this resolution number, is when you're printing. So we've got resample image checked, which means that we can come up here to the pixel dimension, and that is what we're concerned with. And as you know, our maximum dimensions in Camera Club are 1024 wide by 768 high. Now if I put in 1024 wide here, you will see that the height is 1526. So obviously that's not going to work. So I need to, since this is a portrait aspect image as opposed to a landscape aspect image, I'm going to need to put the height value in at 768 to get the file to a size we can use, and I say OK. Now as you can see, that is very small. We can't really see it. So I'm going to press Control 0 to bring it up to a bigger size just for looking. So now we have it in the space, the bit depth, and the color and the size that we want. So the next thing we're going to do, we're not going to save it because we still need to name it, our name for Camera Club, our title. So we're going to do File, Save As. If we said save, this small file would replace our original Photoshop file, and we would lose our master file, so we don't want to do that. So by clicking on Save As, we're going to give it a different name, and we're going to save it as a JPEG, and all of that will make it a separate file that will not replace the old one. So we're going to call this, put on the caps lock for the title, and we're going to call it Scarlett McCaw, and an underscore. Turn off the caps lock. My name, Kramer Susanna, underscore, and I think this will be going into the open category, so I will put open. Now here, where it says format, I'm going to choose JPEG. Don't choose the JPEG 2000. That's a sort of esoteric one that really has never gained traction, and we don't really want to use that. Just a plain, ordinary JPEG. So now you can see in that entries folder all the images that I have there that I'm thinking of entering at Camera Club or have entered in Camera Club. So we have Scarlett McCaw, Kramer Susanna, open, JPEG, and I can save that, and it is ready. Also, you always want to put it at the highest quality for Camera Club. And I'm going to say OK. And he's ready to show. I hope this was helpful for you. Catch you next time. This is your digital diva, Susanna Kramer. Bye-bye.